We are the response. We are not the incident. We are the response to repeated incidents. We're the response to repeated injustices.
What do you want people to hear and see when they see this group?
Nothing. That we're U.S. citizens exercising our constitutional rights, and the color of our skin shouldn't make any difference.
As your president, I would work along with anyone.
John Fitzgerald Johnson ran for president of the United States during the 2016 election with little success, but he still found a group to lead.
A lot of y'all said this happening at the hands of the police.
That's right. Grandmaster Jay is the leader of a group known as the N.F.A.C.
The N.F.A.C. is the name given to the coalition, and that stands for the Not Effing Around Coalition. That is a reflection of our attitude, the entire group. We're not effing around anymore with the judicial system that shortchanges us. We're not effing around anymore with the continued abuses within our community and the lack of respect for our men, women, and children. In other words, we're not effing around with the status quo anymore. We're going to change it one way or the other.
N.F.A.C. Large, armed black groups are not something often seen in the United States. The most well-known, the Black Panther Party for the Self-Defense, was established in 1966, but has since mostly disappeared.
As I said before, we are pro-protecting the black community.
Started in 2017, the group operates with a top-down structure. The N.F.A.C. has marched in Stone Mountain, Georgia, in Brunswick, Georgia for Ahmaud Arbery, Louisville, Kentucky, demanding more transparency in the Breonna Taylor case, and most recently in Lafayette, Louisiana, in the name of Chaford Pellerin.
There's always been a lot of talk for pro-Second Amendment, but you've obviously faced some different reactions based upon not only the size of the group, the skin tone of the group.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm black. No more, no less. But first, I'm a U.S. citizen. I am someone who was born in this country under the Constitution. I should be afforded all of those rights. Nobody says anything when other demographics pick up weapons, decide to arm themselves and confront the government over anything from wearing a mask to being cooped up in the house. But when certain demographics arm themselves, all of a sudden people tend to act like the Constitution does not apply.
During one event, a member fainted and their gun discharged, injuring at least 2 people. No other incidents have been reported. The Southern Poverty Law Center, which tracks armed groups, says it's aware of the N.F.A.C., but does not yet have enough data to label the group. But Thomas Makaitis, a professor of history at DePaul University, who writes about violent extremism and groups, believes that the N.F.A.C. already stands apart from other armed groups across the country.
In one sense, it echoes the Panthers, but I think they're more heavily armed, they're more disciplined. Many of them are Army veteran or military veterans, but so far they've coordinated with the police, they've avoided engaging in violence and so on. And to be perfectly fair, there's not a moral equivalency here. The white militia movement is older, larger, probably more heavily armed, certainly more pervasive, and many more people, and it has been violent. The other thing I have to say, there's been some comments that have been a little questionable, but I don't see out of this African-American militia an overtly racist ideology.
Grandmaster Jay says his group is not looking for confrontation, but in one online video from the Stone Mountain protests, a member from the N.F.A.C. challenges white armed groups to show up. Jay declined to directly address details surrounding the video. He says when the N.F.A.C. gathers, they work with local law enforcement and city officials to create a buffer between them and any other groups. Members register their guns with the group and submit to several safety checks before marching. Law enforcement officials have told CNN the group has operated within the law during each of their marches.
This country was built on guns. This country was built on revolution. This world was built on people revolting against when they can't get justice or the answer.
Plenty is unknown about the group. They won't share their membership numbers or much about the group's inner workings. But Grandmaster Jay did tell us N.F.A.C.'s age requirement dropped from 21 to 18, helping to add new members.
This is an exercise in forcing us to work with us, to build something to protect us, to defend us, to educate us. If it works, we get all the credit. If it fails, we have no one to blame but ourselves. It doesn't mean that we hate anyone else. It means that we have got to learn to